Okay, today you're going to be doing lesson 5.1. In this lesson you will learn how to use divisibility rules, how to find the factors of a given number, to find the least common multiple, and to determine if a number is prime or composite. For this assignment, you're going to fill out the divisibility chart that I gave you as you watch this PowerPoint. You're going to give your own example for a number that would be divisible or not divisible for each rule on the chart. And then use your chart and your notes to complete the online assignment on the Envision site under the To Do tab. This is lesson 5.1. All right, what is a factor? A factor is going to be any number that can be divided evenly into a whole number. For example, the factors of 10 would be 1, 2, 5, and 10. 1 times 10 multiplied together gives you 10, and 2 times 5 multiplied together gives you 10. So the factors of 22 are 1, 2, 11, and 22. There are no other whole numbers that can be multiplied together to give you 22. The factors of 25 are 1, 5, because 5 times 5, and 25. So to find the factors, think about every number that can be multiplied together to get that number. Prime numbers. So prime numbers are those numbers that only have two factors, 1 and itself. So 3 would be a prime number because it's multiplied 1 and 3. Those are the only numbers, only whole numbers you can multiply together to give you 3. 7 would be a prime number, 11, 13, 17. 11 is a prime number because the only numbers that are factors are 1 and itself, which would be 11. Composite numbers. Now, composite numbers are all those other numbers that have more than two factors besides 1 in itself. So like 10 would be a composite number because it would have 1, 2, 5, and 10. 12 would be a composite number because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 as factors. So prime numbers, the only factors are going to be 1 and that number, where composite numbers have more factors than just 1 in itself. Least common multiple is just what it says. Least being the smallest, common, what they have in common, and multiple being a multiple of a number. So our multiples of 4 would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and multiples can go on forever. And the multiples of 12 would be 12, 24, 36, and 48. So to find the LCM, or the least common multiple, you just look at the multiples of each number and see what they have in common, and then select the least, the smallest number that they have in common, which here would be 12. So to find the least common multiple, or LCM, of 15 and 6, your first step is just to list the multiples of each number. Then look for the smallest number that they have in common. So if you look at all the multiples, you would find that 30 is the LCM, or the least common multiple. Now for our divisibility rules. So to figure out if a number is divisible by a certain number, there are rules you can use to make it a lot easier. So to figure out if a number is divisible by 2, you just look at the very last digit. If it's an even number, then it will always be divisible by 2. So like 452. 2 is even, so yes, it's divisible by 2. 10,226 is an even number, the last number, so that too is divisible by 2. Divisibility rules for 3. So to find out if a number can be divided by 3, you're going to add up all the numbers in that digit. So find the sum of all those digits, and then if they are divisible by 3, then that entire number is divisible by 3. For example, if you have the number 4,221, you're going to add up the 4, the 2, the 2, and the 1, which would add it up, the sum would be 9. 9 is divisible by 3, so 4,221, that whole entire number, is divisible by 3. Okay, so you try. Are these numbers divisible by 3? Remember, you're going to add up in the sum of all the digits. So 5,333. Is that number divisible by 3? You try. Go ahead and stop the PowerPoint, and then when you're ready to answer them, turn it back on. How did you do? So A, 5,333 does not add up to a number divisible by 3, so that's no. B, they add up to 12. 7 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0 equals 12. So yes, that whole entire number is divisible by 3. C, 9,132. That adds up. The sum of all those digits equals 15. So yes, that number is divisible by 3. Okay, the next one, the divisibility rule for 4. If the very last two digits form a number that is divisible by 4, then the entire number is divisible by 4. Doesn't matter if it goes to the thousands, the millions, the billions, you're going to look at those last two numbers. So 2,312. Is 12 divisible by 4? Yes, so that entire number is divisible by 4. 5,126. Is 26 divisible by 4? No, so that entire number is not divisible by 4. 78,345,208. You look at the last two numbers. Is 8 divisible by 4? Yes. This one's easy. So the divisibility rules for 5 and 10. If a number ends in a 5 or a 0, it is divisible by 5. So 55, 60, 930, they all end in a 5 or a 0. So all those numbers are divisible by 5. If a number ends in a 0, then it is divisible by 10. Okay, divisibility rules for 6. If the sum of the digits is divisible by a 2 and a 3, it has to be divisible by both, then the entire number is divisible by 2. So remember, if it's an even number, it's going to be divisible by 2. If all of the digits, the sum of the digits, add up and they're divisible by 3, then that number is divisible by 3. So they have to be divisible by 2 and 3 in order to be divisible by 6. So let's try it. 23,456. No, it's divisible by 2 because it's even, but they don't add up to a number that's divisible by 3. 45,132. It's even, and when you add up all the digits, they are divisible by 3. So because it's divisible by 2 and 3, then that number is divisible by 6. All right, divisibility rule for 9. So just like the rule for 3, if the sum of all the digits is divisible by 9, the entire number is going to be divisible by 9. So try it, 34,011. You're going to add up the 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 equals 9. So that entire number is divisible by 9. So 56,792. Is that divisible by 9? If you were to add them all up, you'd see that no, it doesn't add up to a number that's divisible by 9. Okay, so we learned a lot today. So are you ready to apply what you learned? So can you explain the difference between a prime and a composite number? If you can't, then go ahead and go back in this PowerPoint and look it up. Can you find the factors of a given number like 24? Can you find the least common multiple of two numbers? And can you use the divisibility rules to figure out if a given number is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, or 10? If you can, that's impressive because we really threw a lot at you for a Monday. But if you can't, go back and review this PowerPoint. If you're ready, go ahead and go to the Envision website and complete the assignment under the To Do tab. If you don't understand it, no worries, we'll go over this in class tomorrow. But the scores will automatically be sent to me, so don't worry about printing anything off or bringing it to school. Good luck!